Ladies and gentlemen, imagine standing at the edge of a great opportunity, your heart pounding, your mind racing with doubts. That feeling, fear, has stopped countless people from stepping forward. But what if I told you fear isn't a stop sign? What if I told you it's a green light? The world is filled with stories of those who face fear and move forward anyway. Fear whispers, what if you fail? But the real question is, what if you don't? Every breakthrough, every revolution, every act of greatness was once just a moment of hesitation that someone chose to push through. Think about it. The fear of failing, of being judged, of stepping into the unknown, it all feels so real. But look closer, and you'll see that fear is nothing more than proof that you're about to do something significant. Fear shows up not to stop you, but to challenge you, to see if you're ready for the next level. The people who change the world aren't fearless. No, they feel the same doubt, the same anxiety, the same uncertainty. But instead of freezing, they move forward. They turn fear into fuel, using it to sharpen their focus and strengthen their resolve. Great things are never built in comfort. Growth never happens in safety. The biggest risks carry the greatest rewards. So when fear shows up, don't slam the brakes, hit the gas. Let it be the sign that you're on the right path, that you're stepping into something bigger than yourself. Regret is far heavier than fear. A life spent avoiding risk is a life spent avoiding potential. One day looking back, you won't remember the moments you were scared, you'll remember the moments you rose above it. Fear has a way of making us hesitate. It sneaks into our minds, whispering doubts, making the road ahead seem uncertain. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? What if fear isn't telling us to stop, but instead pushing us towards something greater? Every time we stand at the edge of something new, fear appears. It tells us this is risky, you might fail, or what if you're not good enough? But pause for a moment and think, why does fear show up at these moments? Because it knows you're about to do something important. Fear doesn't come when you're standing still doing the same things you've always done. It only arrives when you're about to grow, when you're stepping into something bigger than yourself. The world's greatest minds, the ones who shaped history, didn't run from fear. They embraced it. They knew that fear wasn't a roadblock, it was a signpost pointing them in the right direction. Every great innovation, every bold idea, every success story was once just a moment of fear that someone decided to push through. They understood that fear is nothing more than the mind's way of recognizing an opportunity disguised as uncertainty. Think about the moments in life when you were truly alive, when your heart raced, when your hands trembled, when everything inside you told you this was big. Maybe it was a new challenge, a new dream, or a moment that could change everything. Fear showed up because it mattered. And in that moment, you had a choice to let fear paralyze you or to let it propel you. The truth is, fear is not your enemy. It's your guide. It's proof that you are on the edge of something worthwhile. It doesn't exist to stop you. It exists to see if you're ready. So the next time fear appears, don't retreat. Step forward. Because fear isn't a red light, it's the universe telling you to go. There is a moment before every great achievement where doubt creeps in, where fear whispers that turning back would be easier. This moment is universal. It has been felt by every person who has ever done something extraordinary. But what separates those who succeed from those who don't is a simple decision to move forward anyway. History is not shaped by those who played it safe. It is written by those who stood at the edge of uncertainty and stepped forward despite the fear. The greatest minds, the pioneers, the visionaries, they all faced moments where everything inside them screamed to stop. But instead of listening, they asked themselves a different question. What if I go on? Every breakthrough, every invention, every revolution was once a terrifying unknown. The first step into the unknown has always been met with resistance, but that resistance was never a reason to stop. The world we live in today, the technology we use, the ideas that changed humanity, none of them would exist if their creators had let fear dictate their choices. They understood that fear is not a signal to retreat, but a sign that they were on the verge of something incredible. Imagine if the greatest leaders, the boldest thinkers had let fear stop them. Imagine if they had convinced themselves that their doubts were proof they weren't ready. Fear didn't mean they were unprepared. It meant they were stepping into something significant. And so they pressed on, turning hesitation into momentum, doubt into determination. What if the fear you feel right now is actually the universe nudging you towards something bigger? What if it's not there to block your path, but to test your will? If the people who changed the world had turned back at the first sign of fear, they never would have changed anything at all. So when fear rises, when the doubts creep in, remember this: every great achievement was once a moment of hesitation. And every great achiever was simply someone who refused to let that hesitation win. Fear is often misunderstood. We tend to think of it as a signal to stop, to retreat to what's familiar, to avoid what might challenge us. But in reality, fear is a signal that we're on the cusp of growth, standing at the edge of our potential. It's only when we step out of our comfort zones, when we push ourselves to confront the unknown, that real transformation begins. Think about the moments in your life when you felt most alive, those moments of uncertainty, when you had to choose to move forward despite your fear. Those moments were not just about facing a challenge, they were about stepping into something new. The greatest accomplishments in life never come from staying safe, staying where things are predictable. True progress demands that we face the discomfort, embrace the fear, and press on despite it. Growth never happens when things are easy. It doesn't occur when you stay in the same place, when you follow the same routine day after day. If you want to grow, you need to face what scares you. And every time you do, you emerge stronger, more capable, and more resilient. Fear is not there to stop you. It's there to show you that you're on the verge of breaking through to something more, something better. Every time you choose to face fear, you're expanding your capacity. Every time you step into the unknown, you're creating the space for new opportunities, for new ideas, for new possibilities. Fear is not something to shy away from. It's a guidepost, showing you where your next breakthrough lies. The more you lean into it, the more you grow. The best things in life, the things that truly matter, don't come easy. They come when you choose to break through the walls of comfort and venture into the unknown. And with each step you take beyond fear, you'll find that the discomfort becomes less intimidating and the growth becomes more rewarding. So instead of seeing fear as a roadblock, recognize it as a stepping stone to your next great leap forward. Success is not reserved for those who are fearless. It's not about a lack of fear, it's about what you do with it. The truth is, even the most successful people feel the same fear, the same doubts, the same nervous energy as anyone else. What sets them apart is their response to that fear. They don't let it hold them back. They use it as fuel, as a reminder that they're about to do something worth doing. Fear doesn't disappear just because you've achieved something. In fact, it might intensify as you grow and push yourself into even greater challenges. But the key is not to wait for fear to go away before acting. It's to recognize that fear is a natural part of the process and to keep moving forward anyway. Fear is a compass guiding you toward what matters. It's not an enemy, it's a messenger telling you that you're stepping into uncharted territory. If you're afraid, it's because you're trying something new, something that pushes you to grow. And in that moment, it's not about being fearless, it's about being brave enough to take action despite the fear. The most incredible things in life, those that have the power to change the world, were never achieved by people who didn't feel fear. They were achieved by people who felt fear, understood it, and chose to rise above it. They didn't wait for the fear to disappear. They took their fear with them, used it to drive their determination, and moved forward with confidence. It's easy to think that success comes to those who have no fear, but that's not true. The real measure of courage is what you do when fear is present. It's about acknowledging that fear is there, but not letting it stop you. It's about stepping into the unknown, knowing that fear is just a sign that you're on the verge of something extraordinary. And when you push through that fear, you'll find that you're not just capable of achieving great things, you're capable of becoming someone greater. Fear, when faced head-on, has an incredible way of sharpening your focus. It forces you to be more intentional, more prepared, and more driven. It's easy to coast through life when everything feels safe and predictable. But when fear steps in, it demands your full attention. It challenges you to rise to the occasion, to dig deeper, and to reach higher than you thought possible. Think about the moments in life when you face something that made your heart race. In those moments, fear didn't make you weaker, it made you stronger. It honed your instincts, intensified your passion, and pushed you to pay attention to the details that you might otherwise overlook. Fear doesn't just stop you, it has the power to transform you into someone more focused, more determined, and more ready for the challenge ahead. What many don't realize is that fear isn't just a barrier, it's a tool. It's a tool that sharpens your abilities, forces you to think critically, and tests your resilience. It helps you tune out distractions, prioritize what truly matters, and gives you the courage to face whatever lies ahead. When you embrace fear instead of running from it, you'll find that it becomes a powerful ally. It's like a fire that refines the metal, strengthening it rather than destroying it. When you feel fear, don't freeze. Don't let it paralyze you. Instead, use it to fuel your energy, your creativity, and your drive. Fear is not there to stop you. It's there to push you to go further, to make you better, and to prepare you for greatness. The more you face fear with this mindset, the more you'll find that it becomes less of a hindrance and more of a catalyst for your success. In every challenge, fear is waiting, but so are the lessons it brings, the clarity it provides, and the strength it cultivates. So the next time fear shows up, don't avoid it. Don't back away. Step into it as a tool to focus, to sharpen your mind, and to push yourself beyond what you thought was possible. The fear you feel now could be the very thing that propels you to your next level of greatness. The greatest opportunities often come wrapped in the packaging of discomfort, uncertainty, and fear. It's easy to look at a risky venture, a new project, or a bold decision, and decide that it's not worth the potential failure. But what if I told you that the very risk that makes you hesitate is the same risk that can lead to the greatest rewards? Fear, in this sense, is not a red light telling you to stop. It's a green light encouraging you to go, to take a leap into the unknown with the promise of something greater on the other side. When you play it safe, when you stay within the boundaries of what's comfortable and familiar, you may avoid the sting of failure. But you also avoid the potential for growth, for breakthrough, and for real success. True success isn't found in the places where fear never enters. It's found in the places where fear exists but doesn't hold you back. It's in the moments when you take that leap, trusting that the reward on the other side will be worth the risk. Think about all the great achievements in history. Behind every new invention, every successful business, every leap forward, there was a risk. The people who made those achievements didn't know with certainty that they would succeed, but they believed that the potential rewards, whether they were personal, professional, or even global, were worth the chance. They saw that fear wasn't a reason to retreat, it was a reason to push forward. If you never take risks, if you never step into the unknown, you'll never know what you're capable of. The greatest breakthroughs, the biggest changes, the most incredible successes all come from people who weren't afraid to take the leap. Yes, there's always a chance that it won't work out, but that's also the beauty of it. The greatest rewards don't come from certainty. They come from trusting yourself, taking a chance, and believing that the journey itself will lead you to something extraordinary. So next time you feel fear, remember, it's not there to stop you. It's there to tell you that you're standing at the threshold of something amazing. The risk is real, but so is the reward. Don't let the fear of failure keep you from the possibility of greatness. Take the risk. Embrace the fear, because beyond it, there is a world of potential just waiting for you to step into. When we look back at our lives, it's not the moments of fear that haunt us. It's the moments when we chose comfort over growth, when we decided not to take that leap because the fear of failure felt too great. The fear we experience in those pivotal moments can feel like a weight holding us back. But in reality, the true weight we carry in life is the regret of never having tried, the regret of living in the shadow of what could have been. And that regret, far heavier than any fear, is what truly holds us back. Fear, in all its forms, can be uncomfortable. It makes us question our abilities, our worth, and our potential. But the truth is, it's only in those uncomfortable moments that we truly learn and grow. When we play it safe, when we stay in the same place and never challenge ourselves, we stagnate. We miss the opportunities that could change our lives. We miss the moments that define us. Regret, however, is the real enemy. Regret is the one thing that will stay with you long after the fear has faded. It's the voice in your head years down the road asking, what if I had taken that chance? What if I had faced my fears and done something amazing? Fear may pass, but regret lingers, reminding us of the opportunities we let slip away. The greatest achievements in life are never the result of playing it safe. They come from those who risk, who dare to fail, and who choose to rise despite their fear. The fear you feel today is a temporary emotion, but the regret of never taking action lasts a lifetime. It's a reminder that the only real failure is the failure to try. When you are faced with fear, don't let it be a reason to hold back. Let it be a reminder that you are on the edge of something great, something that could change your life. Don't let the fear of failure become a barrier to the life you want. Embrace it, move through it, and keep moving forward. Because when you look back, it won't be the fear that will haunt you. It will be the regret of what could have been if you had just stepped forward. The most defining moments in our lives often don't come when everything is smooth and predictable. They come when we face something daunting, something that forces us to push beyond what we thought we were capable of. These moments of overcoming fear are the ones that shape who we truly become. It's not the easy victories that build character. It's the challenges, the struggles, and the times when fear threatened to paralyze us, but we chose to move forward anyway. When you face fear head-on, something incredible happens. You discover parts of yourself you never knew existed. You find strength, courage, and resilience that you may have thought were beyond you. Every time you choose to face that fear, you're not just pushing past a moment of discomfort. You're becoming the person you were always meant to be. Fear, rather than a barrier, becomes a bridge that takes you to your next level. And with each bridge you cross, you become more capable, more confident, and more unstoppable. The best part about these moments of fear is that they're not just about achieving the goal or crossing the finish line. It's about who you become in the process. When you choose to rise above your fear, you unlock new possibilities, not just in the world around you, but in yourself. You build a foundation of trust and belief in your own abilities, and that belief becomes the fuel that propels you forward, even in the face of future fears. It's easy to look at fear and see it as something that stands between you and your dreams. But when you look closer, you'll see that fear is the thing that stands between you and becoming the person who can achieve those dreams. Fear is the test of your character, your perseverance, and your vision. It's the moment that reveals how badly you want something. When you conquer fear, you don't just accomplish a task or reach a goal, you transform your very self. The greatest moments in life don't come from avoiding fear, they come from embracing it. So the next time fear arises, don't shy away from it. Don't turn back. Embrace it. Because the moment you move past that fear is the moment you unlock a new version of yourself, one that is ready to tackle even greater challenges. Those moments of overcoming fear are the moments that define your success and shape the legacy you will leave behind. Imagine a world where every person followed the path of least resistance, where no one ever took risks, and where fear dictated every decision. That world would be devoid of progress, innovation, and change. It's easy to think that avoiding fear means living a safer, more comfortable life. But in reality, avoiding fear means avoiding everything that has the power to transform your life. Fear is not the enemy, it's a sign that you're on the edge of something new, something that has the potential to change you and the world around you. The truly remarkable moments in history, the discoveries, the breakthroughs, the shifts that changed the course of society were not achieved by people who ran from fear. They were achieved by people who faced their fear, who moved forward despite it, who understood that the most profound growth happens in the spaces where fear exists. The people who shaped the world didn't let fear stop them. They used it as a motivator to push beyond their limits. Fear has this incredible power to make us question ourselves, to make us doubt our capabilities. But the truth is that doubt is not a reflection of your potential. It's simply a sign that you are on the verge of something bigger than you ever imagined. Every breakthrough comes from pushing past that doubt, from leaning into fear instead of running away from it. Because when you make that choice, when you decide that fear will not dictate your actions, that's when you start to step into your power. That's when you start to see the world open up in ways you never expected. It's easy to look at someone who has accomplished something great and assume they did it effortlessly. But the reality is they probably experienced fear just like you. The difference is they chose to keep going. They understood that fear is a part of the journey, not the end of it. Every time you face fear, you grow stronger. Every time you move through it, you expand your potential. And the more you face it, the less power it has over you. Don't let fear hold you back from the life you deserve. Don't let it stop you from reaching for what's possible. Fear is a sign that you're on the brink of something extraordinary. When you push past it, you open up a world of new possibilities. Fear is not a stop sign, it's a green light telling you that you're on the right path. It's a challenge not to hold you down, but to elevate to the next level. So take that challenge, move forward with confidence, and let fear be the fuel that drives you toward your dreams. In the end, fear is not the enemy we often make it out to be. It's not a roadblock, a barrier, or a stop sign telling us to retreat. Instead, it is a green light, an invitation to step into the unknown, to embrace challenges, and to grow in ways we never imagined. Fear doesn't make us weak, it makes us stronger. It doesn't limit our potential, it expands it. Every time we confront our fear, we unlock a deeper part of ourselves, a part that is capable of achieving more than we ever thought possible. Fear shows us what we care about. It reveals our true ambitions, desires, and dreams. It's the feeling that arises when we are on the verge of something new, something that could change our lives forever. Rather than running from it, we should see it as a signal that we are on the right path, that the greatest opportunities lie just beyond our comfort zones. Our journey toward greatness is not defined by how little we fear, but by how we choose to act despite our fear. It's time we change our perspective on fear. Instead of waiting for it to disappear, we should lean into it. Instead of seeing it as a reason to stop, we should see it as a reason to move forward, to push harder, and to reach higher. Every moment of fear is an opportunity for growth, and every step beyond it is a step toward becoming the person we were always meant to be. So next time fear knocks at your door, remember, it's not there to stop you. It's there to tell you that you're standing at the threshold of something extraordinary. Embrace it, move through it, and watch as it transforms you into someone capable of achieving the impossible. Your dreams, your potential, and your success are waiting for you just on the other side of fear. The only thing standing between you and the life you envision is the choice to keep going. So take that leap. Move forward with courage, with determination, and with the confidence that fear is not your enemy, it's your green light to greatness. As we stand at the crossroads of opportunity and fear, we must remember one fundamental truth. Fear is not a stop sign, it is, in fact, a green light. It is the signal that we are about to embark on a path that could lead us to greatness, but only if we are brave enough to move forward. The journey towards success is not defined by the absence of fear. Rather, it is shaped by how we choose to respond to it. It is in the moments of fear that we find our greatest potential, our deepest strength, and our most transformative growth. When fear arises, it's easy to feel paralyzed, to retreat into the comfort of what we know. We convince ourselves that avoiding the challenge is safer, that staying in the familiar will protect us from the discomfort of failure. But what we fail to realize is that this approach, while seemingly safe, actually keeps us locked in a prison of stagnation. The true risk lies in not taking the leap. The risk is in staying the same, never testing our limits, never realizing how much we are capable of. Fear, in its essence, is not something to be avoided. It is something to be understood, embraced, and navigated. It is a compass pointing us in the direction of growth and opportunity. The things that scare us are often the things that are most worth pursuing. Fear signals that we are about to step into the unknown, to challenge ourselves in ways that will push us beyond what we thought was possible. It's the precursor transformation. Every time we face our fear, we grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The truth is, fear is not permanent. It is temporary, fleeting, and ultimately it passes. What lasts, what truly endures, is the growth that comes from moving through fear. It's the confidence we build when we make the decision to act in the face of uncertainty. It's the strength we gain when we take on a challenge, knowing there is a possibility of failure, but also the potential for success. Every step we take, despite our fear, leads us to a new level of ourselves, one that is more confident, more capable, and more open to new possibilities. When we shift our mindset to see fear as a green light rather than a stop sign, we start to view every challenge, every obstacle, and every moment of doubt as an opportunity. Fear becomes the fuel that drives us forward, pushing us to work harder, think smarter, and persevere longer. It's the fire that tempers our will, strengthening our resolve and sharpening our focus. We begin to see fear as a sign that we are pushing boundaries, testing our limits, and striving to achieve something meaningful. And let's not forget that some of the most remarkable people in history face fear every single day. The entrepreneurs who built empires, the leaders who sparked revolutions, the innovators who created technologies that changed the world, each one of them encountered fear, and each one of them moved forward anyway. Their success was not born from a lack of fear. It was born from their ability to act in spite of it. They chose to take the green light and push forward into the unknown, even when the path wasn't clear and the risks were high. And in doing so, they created legacies that continue to inspire us. So as you stand on the precipice of your next big decision, remember that fear is not your enemy. It is not something that should hold you back. Instead, it is a reminder that you are on the verge of something extraordinary. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is the willingness to move forward despite the fear. When you choose to take that first step, you are choosing to trust in yourself and your abilities and in the belief that the reward on the other side is greater than the temporary discomfort of fear. As you face the challenges ahead, let fear be your guide. Let it show you the way forward, not as a roadblock, but as an invitation to reach higher, dig deeper, and achieve more than you ever thought possible. Fear will always be there, but it doesn't have to stop you. It can propel you. It can push you to take risks, to make bold moves, and to become the person you were always meant to be. So, next time fear comes knocking, don't shrink away. Don't let it dictate your decisions or your future. Open the door and step through. Fear is your green light, your signal to go forward, to embrace the unknown, and to create a future that is brighter, bolder, and more rewarding than you ever imagined. You are not defined by the fear you feel, but by how you choose to face it. Let it be the spark that ignites your potential and propels you into greatness that is waiting for you on the other side.